Welcome everybody, we are getting into this game. It is a glorious game. It is game 2 of the Zotac Cup finals. It is the European Zotac Cup number 107. Talk about a monumental thing. To be in the triple digits of a weekly tournament is insane. And think about that. There's 52 weeks in a year. That's 104 weeks for 2 years. And we're in 107. That's ridiculous. This thing's been going on for over 2 years, since the start of StarCraft 2. This is awesome. I am pumped to be a part of it, and we're going to be spawning directly on top of Acer.Nerchio, the person who's 1-0 in the best of 5 final against Absolute Legends Satini. And apparently Polt is out of MLG. That's unfortunate. Satini going for the nice spoiler to everybody watching this, but I mean, who cares? He's Satini. He's in the finals of the Zotac Cup. That is awesome. Alright, so now Satini and Nerchio are in a really heated battle. That last game was quite good, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to be doing, because now they're playing on Antiga Shipyard. And just another note for you guys. I like that. But anyway, Satini took down DRG earlier in this. DRG was in the Zotac Cup, and Satini took him out. That game was ridiculously good. Holy dear God. Satini ended up taking out DRG, who was playing incredibly impressively too. I mean, there were so many drones that were made. There were so many drones that were killed. It was ridiculous. And now, by the way, yeah, Nerchio's in the last game, when Nerchio was getting nuked and he didn't move his stuff, he didn't hear the nuke sound because of his music. I like that. Don't worry, STD, STD. That's just for making drones. Kind of funny. Alright. Where was the first nuke? It was into Nerchio's natural expansion. Oh. I like this. These guys are being really friendly with each other. It's really good to see people in tense situations and still be friendly with each other. Nerchio is really striking me as a really nice person right now, as is Satini, and that's actually very nice to see. I can probably figure out how to say nice some more in some sentences, but that's actually really a positive showing, because StarCraft 2 is still a game. It's a living for a lot of people. It's a lot of fun. I mean, here we have me just broadcasting for you guys and just laughing and having a good time. That's what the game is really about. It's just having a good time. So I just want to just say a thank you to these players. It was awesome. This is the best of 5 finals, guys. We have, right now, Satini down 0-1. The winner of this series does get 100 euros, which is a pretty big deal, plus a healthy amount of points seeded towards the monthly final, which is incredibly competitive. I mean, you already have MVP DRG not even making it to the quarterfinals, and these players are going to be trying to get into a tournament that has an 800 euro prize pool. That's insanity. But Nerchio is clearly in a nice spot with that +1 lead. There's some stat out there where it's basically saying that whoever wins game number 1 in the best of series wins the majority of the time. So Nerchio is in a nice spot, but it's a best of 5, so Satini is not exactly going to be too stressed about losing the first game, as long as he wins this game. Because if he wins this game, it just goes right back to being a best of 3, and then it's just cool, clean slate, new series. Alright. But right now, Satini is just going for his gasless expansion. He did just start getting his double refinery up, so we're all going to watch him go for his reactor Hellion expansion. And with some fun stuff, we should be able to see that Hellion's going to move out and being aggressive against Nerchio's bases. So if Nerchio can go ahead and just like throw it down creep tumors, get a spawning pool down. Spawning crawler, not spawning pool. Clearly he's a spawning pool down. I mean, if he went for a 3 hatch and then spawning pool, that would be a little ridiculous. I think I've only ever seen that once or twice in the entirety of StarCraft 2, and I've been around since the beta, but because just no one does it, because it's just asking to die. But here we have Satini going for this very protected bunker placement yet again. He really doesn't go for the wall on the front. This is a much more vulnerable area. Just take a look at the amount of green that needs to be covered here versus the green that needs to be covered here. It is quite a large difference. So 3 supply depots versus, what, 5, 6, and a bunker? Something insane like that. But now we have these Lings and try and do nothing. They're going to try and push in, just take a few flamers to their themselves, but not a big deal there. Nerchio is just happily going to be moving along, going through the Evo chamber, and he'll probably get some stuff. Looks like we have a ping in the middle of the map for apparently to show 2 lings. Or maybe the automaton. Don't know. But these Hellions are actually not really going forward across the map. They're basically just moving, trying to deny the actual land presence of Zerglings and drones and such on the field, which is, I guess, a good move. But, I mean, why not press the front? Look at the scouting information, trying to figure out what's going on. Because Nerchio's got a 3rd base up, and we take a look at the vision of Satini. Satini has no idea. He's never even popped up there. So for all he knows, there could still be just the 2 basing Zerg he's going up against, but it is Antiga Shipyard, so you kind of do expect Zerg to take a faster 3rd because it's so much harder to get a safe 4th. So, I mean, where are you going to take your 4th? You have here, it's a new main base. There's no way to easily reinforce it, and you have an attack path up there. You have your this base here. Well, guess what? Cliff here. Banshee's going to move in to harass, but let's also take a look at this base. This is probably the best one to take, but once again, you have the ramp and everything to attack, the ramp to defend, but this Banshee's now going to move in and start attacking. And there's that cloak being engaged. So we're going to be watching this queen get taken out. One more shot. There it falls. And now we're seeing the vulnerability of the drones. And Nerchio's going to be forced to lift up this spore crawler and go into the middle of the mineral line. But Satini's going to continue being aggressive, moving in. He's going to take a couple shots on the Banshee, trying to get that perfect spot. It's just on attack move, though. It's not on hold position or anything. So it could be very, very vulnerable. And we have a flanking spore crawler. That's a nice little touch. So if Satini tries to go straight into the main base, do some harassment, it's going to fall directly on top of this spore crawler, but we're going to see it just take 1 shot, and that is it. Now it's going to hold position out in the front, apparently. Or not. But with only 1 Banshee out, we just see that Satini is trying to put on pressure and just keep Nerchio inside the base. With Nerchio inside the base, Satini doesn't have to worry about dying because you can't attack if you're inside your own base. And, wow, Nerchio hasn't connected his base, his main, and his natural. That's kind of odd. And, Satini's getting his 3rd base up, so that's really nice to see. Although he's a little supply block, but that's going to be ending shortly. Yeah, because this fight was not finishing. The double eBay is going to allow him to get double upgrades, and that's really, really good for him. You can see how Nerchio is going to be ahead. We can see how the +1 melee attack is actually about to complete already, which is very nice. The lair is going to be done as well. The patching lands is going to be done soon, and the macro hatch is going to allow for 4 hatches of larva, which is a very nice amount of larva. As you can get a ton of you, especially if you're going to be ling heavy, you need the extra stuff. And apparently, something about Skype, and I think that's German. But now we're going to see them pushing forward. We do have a lot of units getting hit. The link count is huge for Nerchio. He's really, really favoring that link count. And now we're going to be able to see a drop from Satini if he really wants to. But it looks like he's just going to go ahead, unload, and now try and defend. Because there's a ton of links pushing forward. The wall doesn't get up! The wall doesn't get up! But their links are all completely encased for the Hellion to get big splash damage, but it's going to go die instead. Nerchio's going to push forward. We have all of these Marines not doing anything. It looks like they're going to go ahead and try and counterattack. Nerchio ends up not doing nearly as much as I actually expect him to. The bunker proves to be very, very strong. And with a strong bunker, Satini is actually now in a much better spot than he was before. We can see how he's killed so many units. Oh my god, but a nice fungal gets landed. We're going to see it get complemented by some more. These infestors are still alive, though they did not get lost. And that's really, really, really important right now. And you can see that the spore crawlers continue to be lifted up. Looks like the Banshee is not going to be able to really snipe off any kind of creep tumors. Let's look at the drone count. SCV count, 76, 54. Good for Nerchio, who is also getting this base, which I do think is the best possible 4th that he can take. But now we're going to have the... oh my god! The Infestor, 4 health. Wow. Literally the same amount of shots that the Banshee took could have taken down the Infestor. It just needed to get them closer together in order to actually take that out. But there is a really annoying thing. The fact that this command center is not going to be able to land yet because of that creep. Is there a burrowed ling underneath? Apparently not. It's unfortunate. If the burrowed ling was under there, that would have been best. Because that's the most obnoxious thing ever. To have a burrowed ling under a pooped on base. But there's going to be the death of this Banshee. Looks like it's going to be enough. Yep. the infested Terran. Perfect actually managed by Nerchio. Doesn't waste the first fungal to lock it in. He sends down the infested Terran first, then fungals, and uses less energy total. We are going to have medevac going down, and we're going to see that AL.Satiini is waiting to throw down that command center. It's actually getting close to max energy on the orbital command. It's already going to be able to land down 3 mules. Just a huge income boost for him. But now with Nerchio finishing this hatchery, we should be able to see him going for a nice, well-saturated base. Is this the drone transfer? Looks like, yeah, it's also... Oh, the drones are all being hidden by that little cliffy thingy. And now we're having another base being taken by Nerchio. Once again, I think the better choice too, because I definitely believe that's a better spot than here. The big advantage to being here, though, is the fact that it's farther away, more separated, but it's a little more violent on the drops, and we're about to see that AL.Satiini is going to be moving in. It's the first time he's actually envisioned a space which could have the Infestor getting a... Oh, no. But apparently, he is now gone. Alright, but now we're going to have... the SCVs that are holding minerals going into the Vespian Geyser. I do not like that. But AL.Satiini is just sitting here with this medevac. It's got units in it, and Nerchio can blatantly see it. He's waiting for it to try and punish it. We have infestors here on the left, we have infestors on the middle. We have Lings preparing for a big surround, a big beefy attack. We can see him pushing in. We see that, yep, the Ling's going to move in, see the angles, and Nerchio may want to go for this next thing. But we do see that the Adrenal Glands is going down as well as the 3-3. So we're going to watch as Nerchio's going to get a massive amount of upgraded Lings and use those to his utmost effectiveness. And we're going to watch as we can see a big surround against AL.Satiini momentarily. I'm kind of waiting for it. There it is. Now we're going to watch as that big envelopment's going to happen. We have Lings coming in from all sides. We have Fungals going down. Infested Terran going down. Although AL.Satiini may just have too much stuff. Aal.Satiini may just have too much stuff. And Nerchio ends up losing a fair amount of forces. Now we're having reinforcements coming in for Aal.Satiini. And that is going to be more than enough to handle what's going on. In fact, it's going to be a now dead Infestor. It's going to be now dead Infestor. There we go. But Nerchio has now finished his bases. The fact he doesn't have 3-3 is definitely going to be hurting him right now, as if you take a look at the Marines upgrades, they're 1-1. So the 3-3 against the 1-1 would be massively important. However, the 2-2 is about to complete. We can see it's just seconds away. But we are having an engagement in the middle as Nerchio gets the big money surround there, and we see his macro is going haywire as he's got so much. We see a big fungal getting landed too, locking a lot of those medevacs. Now we're at pure Marine getting hugely fungaled, hugely massively fungaled. We're having the Lings though not able to finish the job. Just not enough Lings, not another fungal, and now this the Infestor. That was, oh my god. Now we're going to see him pushing in. We've got, now the Ultras are in play. The Ultras are doing a great job of doing damage, but there's so many medevacs that the Ultras aren't doing nearly as much damage as they theoretically could be. Aal.Satiini, though, is still behind in the food count and controlling everything quite well. He could be splitting more, but I mean, that's such a minor thing to critique considering how this game is panning out. But we see that there's nice transfuses on those Ultras. That's a beautiful move to do, because Ultras are so vulnerable when they don't have their full health, because they just die. Especially to Marines and Marauders. I mean, it's insane. When you have upgraded tanks on top of that, that can be really bad news. But right now, Aal.Satiini is just upgrading away, but not for his vehicles. No vehicle upgrades are coming up yet, just a 3-3 for his bio versus the 3-3 that will be done for those melee units soon, and the 5-3 that's going to be done for the Ultras soon as well. That means, wow, only 2 armor. That means Nerchio engaged with only 2 armor against that army. That could have been much better for him if he had just had that armor upgrades. Yep. Alright, so now, right now, Aal.Satiini is kind of waiting to do a little bit of aggression. He's got 8 Marines there. He can stim, run, and attack. Nerchio's sitting here with an Infestor and a few Lings. It might be enough. These are clumping, get down a good fungal, but it's unclear. I'm getting lightheaded. Oh, too much talking. Too much excitement. Actually, there's no such thing, but now we're having a big stim on those Marines. Going to pick off a ton of those Marines, and now we're going to see that Nerchio's going to come in. There's a huge amount of fungals. Huge fungals are engaging. We're watching as they're going to be able to move in. The medevacs are all getting fungaled, possibly to death. Yes, to death. Oh, that's unfortunate for those medevacs. They would probably have preferred to live and heal for another day. Alright, it looks like people are really actually having faith in Nerchio. 80% of people are saying that Nerchio's going to be winning. 20% for Satini. Guys, the voting is not closed. You can still go ahead and vote and let us know if you think it's going to be staying this way or if Satini's going to be able to pull back. Because right now, Nerchio is on 5 bases, Satini's on 3, but his 4th command center is done. He can easily lift it up and get a PF over here. The state of this game is looking to be very even all around, as Satini's got a very nice army. The Marauders are here. The 3-3 is almost done. The +1 vehicle weapons is going to be moving in. There's Thors as well. So Satini's got a very strong army. Nerchio is 3-3 as well. He's got his pathogen glands, his adrenal glands done. I'm confusing my glands. And there we see, is that a burrow of... he burrowed Lings. Very, very nice. But now we see him going for a complete engagement. Once again, enveloping this army completely as we're seeing him streaming forward as all of those Marines and everything's getting fungal to death. Nerchio is taking a huge, massive food count lead as those are just completely streaming forward. The Ultras are just doing an amazing job just dishing out damage, and Satiini calls the GG. Nerchio is now up 2-0 in the best of 5 finals. If he wins the next game, that's going to be hugely awesome because that means he'll take the prize money home. Very well done by Nerchio. We're going to see if Satiini can pull a reverse all kill in order to come back into this series and try to take the tournament for himself. Really solid game so far, guys. I am enjoying this amazingly well.